I made it. I'm here. I'm a little late and sorry for the big puffy hair. Just washed it and I'm still a little sweaty from my workout this morning. So come on in, everybody. It's Soulful Saturday. Let's get busy. We've got some things to do. We have things to do, places to go, people to see. And we have a new quote of the week that I want to share with you. Are you here? Here we go. Here comes everybody. Here comes everybody. Come on down. Come on down. Whew. There's my girl Amy. Hi, Amy. I'm just trying to cool down, man. Yeah, we have snow like galore. Let me see if you can see this. Tell me if you see this. Oh boy, this stupid thing. It's just a pain. Do you see that? Look at that outside. It is snowing. It is so snowing. There's Mary. Hi, Donna. Woo! I am still sweating from that workout. Let me just tell you, but it's been snowing and we had to creep up the hill to get back. I mean, that's committed, right? That's a commitment. That's what we're going to be talking to you today about. I think it's an interesting thing when you really unpack it a little bit. Joanne and Dawn. I can't even put on my glasses because I'm too hot. So I can barely see you guys. Susie. There's Dawn. Hi. Good to see everyone. Come on in. How many do we have? 41? Yeah, we should get some more. Start sharing. You guys, start sharing. Let's bring in some friends. Oh, you like the hair, huh? I mean, it's just, we're puffy hair because I just washed it and dried it. So I'll tell you, the first time in a long, long time that I have actually, not just perspired, but I sweat and boy, did it feel good. You know, the after effect of doing something like that is pretty nice. You don't have to do it this way. I will, I'm going to unpack a little bit of this and explain it to you what I'm doing. So it's kind of a cool thing. I'm going to share this with you. So let's get started. Don't forget that when you share, you care. So sharing these posts, not only does it help you because you could possibly win a mindful mug, but it also helps to bring people in that are looking for us. There are people looking for us right now. We have a really intimate community, a tribe if you want, family, I don't care, whatever you want to call us, of people who are really intent on, finally getting off the carousel of crazy and also to have a life that is a life that's worth living, a life that is vibrant and exciting. Because, we lose ourselves, don't we, in the day-to-day? Don't we? We do. All of a sudden we realize, oh man, the weekend's here already. And oh my goodness, I'm exhausted. And what have I done this week? What is this week even brought? Because we live in that automatic pilot, we live on automatic pilot. Oh, you guys are talking about my hair again. You guys are so funny. I'm telling you, I'm going to have a fan page for my hair. I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. But anyway, so the point is that we have people who are looking for us. When people come into our tribe, and you guys have seen this over and over and over again. They come in and they just like, this basically is the place I've been looking for. And there's an intimacy there. There is support. There's encouragement. There's learning. There's everything. And how fun is that? When we get to that place of understanding that our lives don't have to just be in and out and automatic pilot and there's nothing really vibrant and fun. And when we can see that taking care of ourselves and starting to eat right and taking out the inflammation, we start to increase the vitality, if you will, of our lives. Isn't it so true? I've seen that and I've watched it and I've watched you and I've seen what it's done for me too. It's just been one of the biggest honors of my life to basically be your leader. It's pretty fun. I'm really excited. And today when I made an appointment to go in and try this free class. It's called Sprint 8. If anybody does Workout Anytime, they have it here in Brevard. And Workout Anytime it's a chain and what have you. But this one's a new one and it has all clean, all these nice things. And I just was like, yeah, you know what? This place is great. Well, the trainer that's there is named Nora, and she's the bomb. You know, she's like a New Yorker, and she's like, come on, girls, let's do this. And so I just loved the whole class, and I pushed it hard. I'm telling you, I pushed it hard. And I looked in the mirror. The sweat was coming off. I'm like dripping off of me. I looked in the mirror. I was bright red, and I thought to myself, I have not done this in a really long time. Now, am I going to do it that hard every time? I don't know. But it was really fun to challenge myself. You know, it was really fun to challenge myself. I will see how I feel tomorrow. And I will tell you, nothing looked better than my hot melt mix. You know, it's got the electrolytes in it. It's got the exogenous ketones and the MCT and everything. And of course, it tastes delicious. But I am telling you, my body is just thanking me right now for this. So those of you who've got your hot milk going, cheers. Here's to you. That's what's fun. And again, I'm asking you, of course, because we are such an incredible supportive family, especially in the sprint groups and all of our other groups, when you share this video, you're letting everybody know that you care and that you are getting something out of it. This is meaningful for you. And I read, when you share this publicly, I read everything you say. And I'm so appreciative and so honored, you know, with all the things that you're saying. Because when you share, you care, and you're also letting somebody know that, you know, this isn't just another video. This is something that may change your life because it's changed mine. That's what I see. So share it publicly, say something about it, and maybe next Friday you'll win the Mindful Mug. And don't forget, speaking of Fridays, those are our Q&A days, and I love answering your questions. You just send it in to support@savingdinner.com. In the subject line, you just put question for Leanne on Friday, and I'll answer it. So if you have a nutrition question, a food question, a cooking question even, I'm there. I'm all about it. I'll help you. Supplements, I can help you with that to a degree. I haven't researched everybody out there, but I can, you know, I certainly understand my way around supplements and what they do and how they can help you. If you are taking advantage of our shipping free sale, all you have to do is go and order Fiber Mender, and you will get this shipped free to your house. Promise. You can order 20 different things. As long as there's Fiber Mender in there and you put the code in, you will get it shipped free. I don't care if it's $20 worth of shipping, it will be free to you. As long as it's not international. We don't, that's, you know, stateside. And that's a tremendous deal. All you have to write is ships, ships free in the subject line, all in the code, you know, wherever it is, put in the code thing. You'll see it when you're checking out. It's a deal. And plus this Fiber Mender, I mean, this is incredible. You'll poop like an absolute queen, princess, or whatever. If you have pooping issues and you don't have Fiber Mender, girlfriend, come on, let's get busy with that. Also, we have Perfect Paleo Protein, and I'm going to tell you about this because if you order Perfect Paleo Protein, we have a thing coming up here in the month of February. We have a collagen challenge coming up, and we will give it to you. Otherwise, it's going to cost $27. This is to show you how effective collagen is in your life. And once you've done the collagen challenge and you feel how yummy it feels, because it affects your hair, your skin, your nails, but it also affects your joints, and it affects tendons and ligaments and muscle, and basically every cell in your body needs collagen, and we're all deficient. So I'm really intent on getting people back onto the collagen wagon so they can see exactly what this does for you. You really don't understand what it does for you until you feel the effects, all right? I don't know what's going on with your sound. Everybody else, are you hearing me? I don't know what's going on, Jane. I can't help you with that. Glutamine, L-glutamine, I'm going to show you this because throw that in there. L-glutamine just came in. L-glutamine is amazing stuff. You know what happens when you have L-glutamine? L-glutamine cuts off a craving, and I keep it in this little dish so that if I need a craving knocked out and I'm just done with thinking about all these cravings, That's what I use, is that little dish. I get my finger wet, put it on my teeth, gums, and tongue. I know it sounds really bizarre. It knocks it out. Physiologically kills it. Okay. Lastly, don't forget about your Wise Women's Tea. I always forget to bring it upstairs because I have it downstairs because I'm drinking it every single day. Wise Women's Tea helps wise women with everything. You know, tea has so many different things in it, especially our green tea, our black tea. It's all organic. There's a little bergamot, and it is amazing. It's like the best Earl Grey you've ever tasted in your life. Plus, with the green tea in there, you get the polyphenols in there that are helping with weight loss. I wanted that in there. You know, we were just going to do a black tea, and I was like, no, that green tea is going in there. And the tea guy pushed us, and he was like, nobody does that. And I said, we do. This is a custom blend. You won't find it anywhere else. So grab it. You know, it's 100 bags in there. So there's a lot of good things. And last but not least, don't forget to save the date. Save the date. Save the date. We have the full Bloom event happening in April. It's on April 18th. We actually begin on the 17th if you choose to do the VIP meet and greet. And it is going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to be here in Brevard, North Carolina. Fly into Charlotte, fly into Asheville, you know, whatever you want to do. Get a hotel. We've got, I think we've pretty much filled up a hotel. The Sunset Motel, kitschy, retro, cute as a button, and really cheap. That's the one everybody is going to. So it's going to be like a big girl fest. It's going to be like a slumber party. I might have to go down there and crash it. So much fun, right? Come on. That's where everybody's going. And there's not a lot of rooms, and I know that there's people doubling up and doing, you know, roommate stuff. How fun. So community is so important, right? Community is just everything. And then when we get to do it face to face, that's when we develop real, true friendships. We've got women who are already on our same page. We don't have to start with the little, like, hello, how are you? So nice to meet you. We're already there. We've already done all the small talk online, and now it's time to get into the meat of the matter and to dive in and have those real heart-to-heart connections. That's one of the main things this is about. I'm super excited about that. So if you want to check it out, go to savingdinner.com/Bloom. The whole page is there, and it'll tell you everything. Swag bags for people who are going to be there at the VIP meet and greet. I mean, you wouldn't believe all the stuff that's coming in, you guys. I've got stuff coming from everywhere. Everybody loves me. Can I just tell you that? I have a lot of friends, and they're like, yeah, we'll support you. And they're sending in the stuff for the meeting. I just can't wait. Anyway, yes. So today is, by the way, I've said everything. I can't believe I got all that stuff in. Today's Soulful Saturday. And Soulful Saturday is when we talk about things that are meaningful to a deeper life, because it strikes us right down to our core, where our soul resides, where our intuition is, where I call it our beautiful self, where our beautiful self resides, where the critical voice is gone, and inside of us is all that yummy stuff that needs nurturing, that needs loving. And that's what we need to do. You know, we need to have that in our lives. So I love this, especially as we're getting ready to really, you know, get excited about the event coming up, and people are starting to make plans and flights and all of that. Look what I found. Look at this. You are built not to shrink down to less, but to blossom into more. And that's Oprah. And that's what I see for this whole full bloom experience, this workshop that we have. Because this is what we're called to be. We're called to be more. We're called not to shrink down, not to lose our voice, not to just be whatever and just get through our lives with automatic pilot and at the very end go, you know, is that all there is? No. You know, we're called, yeah, we got to take care of business. Yeah, we got to take care of our bodies and our homes and our families and all. But if you have breath in your nostrils, you know, there is a reason why you're here. We're all called, singularly, one by one, called to be in this place at this time for a reason, for a purpose. And this is your mission in life, is to figure that out. You know, I was really fortunate and figured it out when I was in my 40s. you know? And the whole thing was, and if you look at your life, look back on your life and look at the things that have happened. The things have happened one at a time, I mean, all throughout your life. And I look at that, and that is what built my business. I came from, grew up in an alcoholic home. You know, I never talked about it. I just kept it all to myself. That's what you did back then. It wasn't really much to talk about. And I had this whole thing going, and I just kind of worried that anybody would, find out the dirty little secret that, my dad never stayed home and was always out and about and doing all of that. I worried about that. But there was one thing I could depend on in my home. We had dinner as a family almost every night at the table, every night. And it was, my mother worked. And when she, as I got older, I was responsible for helping to start dinner and do different things. But she ran this place. My mom ran a tight ship. Dinner was on the table every night at 6:00, every night. That was my security. That was something that I could look forward to, that I could hold on to, as I had that place at the dinner table. It was important, and I felt a part of something. Otherwise, not so much. My parents didn't talk much to us, and it was just a weird thing. It was part of our thing. I think it was part of the 60s, part of the whole, because I grew up in the 60s and 70s and all of that. So it was just part and parcel maybe of that era. I don't know. I've never really sat around with my girlfriends who all grew up at the same time as me and said, yeah, this is exactly what I had in my family. But that just became such an important thing. And then later on, I had my own catering business. And when I sold that, when I was in my late 20s, it was a noticeable thing that as the clients that I would go talk to, I would notice that they weren't having dinner together as a family anymore. And that mom was very often feeding the kids first at the dinner bar right there in the kitchen. And, I remember asking point blank, I asked a client, I said, well, when do you guys, sit down and have dinner as a family? And she looked at me like I had, two heads. And it really occurred to me that when I had my children, I had my children in 90 and 91, this was going to be something happening. This having dinner as a family was going to be a big deal. I had a dysfunctional marriage. I had an alcoholic husband. I had issues, going on. But if there was one thing that I knew that I could control, that was having families sitting together at the dinner table. Once I finally got my house cleaned up and started taking care of myself a little bit better, all of these experiences came together to the place where I finally had the saving dinner concept, the idea that a menu plan would be a good thing. And, there's a lot of people out there doing menu plans now and putting them together. But I was the first one, this was my little brainchild, and it was my big deal. I did it 20 years ago. But it meant something to me. It gave me a purpose. It gave me a mission. And I felt like I accomplished things as the testimonials rolled in and people said, this made a difference for me. I never realized how important this was. When I spoke all over the country, including the National Press Club in Washington, D.C., talking about how important the family dinner table is, how it changes the dynamic of a family. It's doing something intentionally and on purpose. And that brings us to what our topic of the day is, which is commitment. For me, my commitment was born out of my purpose. I found a purpose finally. I felt like I was onto something. I felt, instead of feeling less than and not quite enough and all of that, I changed my focus to what can I do with what I have, with the experience that I have, with the knowledge that I have, with the things that I know. And I finally started to recognize, well, you know what? You're not a dummy. You can do this. You've got this inside of you. It's all right here. And then I met Marla Silly, and she made a big difference in my life because my house was either clean or it was a disaster. And I finally figured out all the routines, and that just made my mission that much stronger. I was on QVC, and Marla brought everybody onto QVC and made me a little QVC star for, just for a few months. I was on there quite a bit and selling cookbooks and doing all kinds of things, but she brought the tribe in and we had the best time, and they called in, and it was pretty funny. That's how everything started, but it started with my commitment to myself. And it started because I started to assess what everything was here, what everything I had, all my experience. Marla calls it a talent stack, which I think is a brilliant way to call it. It was a talent stack. I knew how to cook. I knew how to put menus together so that they were healthy and good. I knew nutrition. I had become a nutritionist. I understood about picky eaters because I trained my picky eaters out of picky eating into being good, healthy eaters. I understand all these different things, and all those different things came into play to create a commitment to helping families come back to the dinner table. So the mission of Saving Dinner was bringing families back to the dinner one healthy meal at a time. And we have been doing it for nearly 20 years. We have accomplished a whole lot. And when I forget about these things and I start beating myself up, I have a little testimonial folder that I'll go and I'll read the stories that people have sent into me over the years saying what a difference our menu plans have made. We used to be menumailer.net. That's how we started, because it was menu and I emailed it to you. That's, was the whole. And then when I got my first book contract, my first real serious book contract with Random House, everything changed on that accord with they hated I wanted to call it Menu Mailer by the Book, and they hated it. And I was like, man, and all the stuff that they were coming out with, I said, it sounds like everybody else's. The next day, I get this testimonial from a woman who said, you not only saved my dinner, you saved my marriage. And then she went on to talk about how she felt like a domestic failure. And, I never considered that to be a sexist thing, because we all want to be, we all want to be brilliant at everything that we do, right? And if we're the ones who are making dinners and what have you, we want to be able to do that without having to sweat it out. Well, when she said this to me, that you saved my dinner, I went, that's it, it's Saving Dinner. Went and bought the domain, and the rest is history. So since 2003, when the first Saving Dinner book came out, which we have, by the way, 750,000 of those books are in print. And it came out again, and I don't know why I'm telling you all this, but it's just, I want you to see the trail of what commitment does, and how commitment lights the way, and how commitment will take you to one thing, and to the next thing, and to the next thing. It was amazing. I didn't plan on this. But it happened. But in 8th grade, I made a commitment to myself that I was going to have a New York Times best-selling book. Didn't know how. I just knew that when my teacher, I think his name was Mr. Headley, said to me, you didn't write that, and I had to argue with him that I did, I knew that that was part of my talent stack. I could write. So when I got the call from my agent and Marla that we had hit the New York Times bestseller list, I had to pull the car over, and it still makes me cry. I was sobbing, and I said, "This is the dream that I've had that has finally happened, and we earned it." There's a lot of people out there, believe me, that I know about that. They basically buy their way on. We did not. We earned it. We worked hard, and we had book things everywhere, and we were on the bestseller list for 8 solid weeks. It was so amazing. All born out of a commitment to do the right thing. All born out of a commitment to help bring families back to the table. All born out of a commitment to myself, to the people who followed me, that this was something that was important. And you know what? Let's just do a little dissection here. What is a commitment? If you look at it, it's a daily thing. It's being in the weeds. It's being in it for good or for bad. I mean, this is how marriages work, right? We won't talk about divorce, but I will tell you, this is what a commitment is. A commitment is changing a dirty diaper when you don't feel like it, but you are committed to that child. This is what a commitment is to yourself, and this is what a commitment is to your life when you find your life's purpose. It will always show up. If you are committed to finding your life's purpose, it's going to show up. And just like I had sharing this whole story with you from 8th grade, really, all the way through my 20s to my 30s to 20s was my catering business. 30s was when I started doing the whole doing nutrition. I was a nutritionist and had clients. And then into my 40s when I started my business, and now now I'm in my 60s. I have seen every time that I put it out there, every time that I commit and want to do the very best that I can, somebody always shows up saying, yes, that'll work. Yes, I'm in. Yes, we can do this. Commitment is the deep part of your soul. It belongs within your beautiful self. Your commitment is a commitment to you. I've got all these notes written and I haven't even talked about them yet. But your commitment though is you making an intention, and your intention becoming real on a daily basis, because you're looking at it again. Reticular activating system, right? We snap it all in and make things start to happen. To me, that is one of the most magical parts of living this life, is understanding. When we understand how our brain works and we understand what our vibe is, and I'm not getting all woo-woo on you and acting, like getting all into the new age thing. We are vibrational beings. We are vibrational. It's either they've got a bad vibe or they've got a good vibe. And you know how it is when you walk into a room and you're going, yeah, this is my jam. I love this place. It's just everybody in it is freaking amazing, and you want to be there, and you just connect soul to soul with so many people. That is what it's all about. That is when things start to come into view and you start to have a vision for yourself that's completely different than what it is today. That's cool. And I'm sorry, that is the way to live your life. I have lived the most incredible life. Not that I'm done with it yet. I feel like I'm just getting started. But everything that I have done has just come in with my commitment to do this the very best that I could. I reaped a reward from that. And then the next thing happened, and then the next, and the next. And that's what I want for you. And that's what I'm bringing to the forefront. I want you to start thinking about your commitment to yourself, your purpose, your mission, because you've got one just as much as I do. We all do. This is part of our beautiful self right in here, where our intuition lies, where our souls are, and where we feed this part of ourselves that is usually starving because we're too busy about worrying about our muffin tops, too busy worrying about like, my house isn't, perfect, or I've got to decorate, or I've got to do this, or I've got this to-do list and I'm volunteering my butt off to everybody else and I get nothing. I want you to start to think in terms of looking at your life. Look at the vision board of your life. What is it about? Is it feeding your soul? Is it feeding your hungry, hungry soul? Is it helping you to advance further so that you can find your purpose, so that you can see the beautiful life that you're supposed to be leading? With purpose, with intention, with a commitment to yourself. It's a daily thing. It's a daily thing. And every single day when I wake up, and I like to wake up and by myself, meditate, have my coffee, write in my journal, read. I have a set routine. It's a ritual every single morning. And every single morning, I open my heart up and I ask God for more. And it's not that I'm greedy. It's that I know that if I ask him for more, he's going to give me more. And I'm going to be a good steward with that. I am going to be a good steward with that. And so my commitment then to myself is changed and evolved over the years. And I will tell you that my commitment now, with this whole new physical fitness thing, and I just plunked down money. I put it on a credit card. I didn't care. I was like, I'm going to do this. I told Mark afterwards, and he goes, you did what? I am ready for that challenge. I am ready for that commitment. I am ready to step it up and to do the things that need to be done, to prove something to myself. And that's part of what our commitments are. Whether you're, trying to lose some weight or trying to get a better job or, trying to figure out what's going on in your family, whatever it is, if you're committed, if you're open, if you're asking, if you're bringing God into the equation and just telling him you're ready for more, he will meet you there every time. I promise you that. He will meet you there every time. Isn't that amazing? That is love. That is love. And you love back by giving back. You can't give back if you're just wrapped up in your own stuff. You got to go bigger. You have to. And when we do that, we expand the borders of our hearts, our minds, our lives. Everything grows. Everything grows. And just remember this, what you focus on expands. So the diatribe in your head, all that stuff, oh, you're too fat, you're too old, you're too this, you're too that. If that's your focus, it will expand. But if your focus is your commitment, the love that you have for your life, the time that you have, and just treating your life as precious as it is, having that ritual in the morning and doing it again at night in a different way, just getting ready for your next day. That's what we teach in Take Back Your Life and using the journal. That's what we do. So I'm sorry, I got a little long-winded there, but I'm excited about commitment. I'm excited about what commitment is. And it requires follow-through. Commitment is a follow-through thing every single day. It has to be in front of you. A commitment can't go on autopilot. You know what happens in a relationship when you just put it on autopilot? Suddenly you're looking at this man that you've been with for 25 years, looking across the table and going, who are you? We have to be in it. We have to be in it all the way, present. And you know the present is a gift. It is a gift given to you to live it out all the way. And I say this to you out of so much love and so much appreciation and so much care, because I want you to have that vibrancy. I want you to have that. It's yours. Just ask for it. Just ask for it. And if you don't know where to go and don't know what it is, just keep asking. I promise you, the people, the resources, everything will show up. What you think about expands. Remember that. Get out of the pity party pool. That's just so boring. Come on, aren't we over that now? And don't worry about what your purpose is. Just ask for it and it will show up. I promise. Hand to God. All right, I love you guys. You're the best. Thanks for hanging in there with me for all of this, and thanks for sharing this video. Remember, share it to public so I can send you a mindful mug. I will choose a winner next Friday. And I will tell you this too. I will see you likely tomorrow. I will show up again tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to just show up, man. I'm showing up. Tomorrow is the last day of the sprint. I want to make sure everybody's finishing it off the very best that they can. Thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate it. You guys are the best. Love you all. Peace out.